Hi everyone, welcome to our HAZCOM and Chemical Hygiene Safety Training for Teachers. This session is all about keeping you and your students safe in the lab while making sure we're meeting OSHA and OHS safety standards. Whether you're teaching science or not, you may come into contact with hazardous chemicals at your job site. That's why OSHA requires this training to protect you and help prevent accidents. Plus, you're a role model for lab safety. What you do, students will follow. The Hazard Communication Standard, or HAZCOM, gives you the right to know about every hazardous chemical you may be exposed to. This includes how it can hurt you, how to protect yourself, and where to find more information, like labels and SDS sheets. This training must happen before exposure and when a new chemical comes into the mix. SDS stands for Safety Data Sheet. Every hazardous chemical has one. It follows a 16-section format and includes everything from what the chemical is to what to do if someone is exposed. The two signal words to watch for are danger for severe hazards and warning for less severe but still important risks. As a teacher, focus on these SDS sections. Section 2 tells you about the hazards. Look for pictograms and signal words. Section 4 covers first aid, what to do in an emergency. Section 7 talks about proper handling and storage. And Section 8 highlights what PPE is required. SDSs should be easy to access in your classroom or lab. The hard copies are in binders in the stock rooms, but Googling the chemical plus SDS is usually the fastest way to get the information. Now let's talk about the Chemical Hygiene Plan, or CHP. This is your lab-specific safety blueprint for science teachers. It includes things like how to safely use equipment, wear PPE, and what to do in case of spills or exposures. Every chemical container needs a label. It should be clearly shown the chemical name, hazard info, and the manufacturer. You'll often see GHS pictograms like the flame or skull and crossbones. These visuals help identify the risk quickly, even if you don't have time to read every word. Here's an example of all of the GHS pictograms. You already know the drill: goggles, gloves, lab coats, they're all required. But don't forget the fume hood for volatile substances. Always know your classroom's emergency procedures, like where the eye wash station is or what to do if there's a spill. Broken glass should be not put in the trash, but into a separate container to avoid injury. Waste disposal. Universal waste is items we come into contact with that should not go into the regular trash, like batteries or aerosol cans. Put those to the side and contact the plant manager for disposal. Chemical waste often has specific disposal instructions on the SDS, and we also need to be mindful of California guidelines for what can go down the drains. Hazardous waste, of course, requires more precautions and needs to be held separately for pickup by OHS. If you ever forget the procedure, contact the school's chemical safety coordinator. All right, so to wrap up, always know where your SDSs are and actually read them, especially those key sections. Follow your school's CHP and don't hesitate to ask questions or speak up about potential hazards. Your safety matters, and you're setting an example for your students every day. Please make sure that you have signed the separate sign-in sheet specifically about our chemical safety training. We will send out an email with more information on where to find those. Thank you.